Welcome to the Weekly Whatever. You can find us on Twitter at the Weekly Whatever. Look for the yellow W's. We are very active and would love to get you involved in the show. I am one of your hosts, Aaron. With me, as always, is Kyle.
Yo.
And Rhino.
Hello.
And fortunately, that is it. There is no Chilson today.
I'm here too, guys. I'm here too. I was masturbating over some dragons. I'm sorry. I was a bit late. I'm here now.
Our personal social medias are available in the description at the end of the podcast. All right. What's our first topic, eh?
Hey, Rhino, lead it. So I think everyone at this stage has heard the Yanni / Laurel conundrum and what you guys hear.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it was weird, right? So I first heard it, I think it was like yesterday morning or maybe 2 days ago? No, I think it was yesterday morning. And someone played it for me and I straight away, I was like, how can anyone Laurel? Like, what the fuck is this shit? It said Yammy, like straight up 100%. I listened to it like 10 times. I was like, yeah, it's guaranteed. And then later that afternoon, so like 6 hours later, someone else played it for me. And I was like, I told them before they played it. I was like, no, I know. Like I hear Yammy like every time. And then they played it for me and it was Laurel. And I was like, what the fuck? And then again, later that night, same thing happened. I heard Yammy again. And so like, I don't know if someone's trolling me and just playing different sound bites. Do you know what I mean? That's how it fucking feels. Like someone's playing a different sound bite every time because it sounds so distinct. I don't hear an in-between thing. I just hear one or the other. So I've changed like 3 times. So I don't even know what I hear now. It's fucking...
I have only ever heard Laurel.
Fuck.
Not
must
even...
be nice, dude.
There is not even like a whisper of it being Yanni. Like it doesn't even make like phonetic sense to me. How anyone can hear Yanni. Laurel or Yanni? Those are not the same words in any way.
So, do you guys know why it happens? Like the scientific reason?
I've heard someone try to explain it, but it didn't make much sense to me.
So
I feel like it's more
I know
intelligent
it has to do with the neurons in your brain. If you have an IQ above 70, then you can hear Laurel. But if you have average intelligence, it fluctuates between the two. And if you only hear Yanni,
whatever.
If you only hear Yanni, then you're mentally handicapped.
Oh, I know. At least I'm not at that point.
So, I don't know if do you guys know the backstory of how it happened?
I just made that all up.
Yeah, no, I know.
We know that. Yeah. That was pretty obvious.
No. So there was this kid who was doing a project and he wanted to learn how to say Laurel. And so what he did is he found the Google, like the dictionary. He just typed in Laurel pronunciation and he was pressing it. And like he was in a room of people and the people were like, why are you saying Yanni? And he's like,
really?
What? And so that's how it came about. He clipped the soundbite and then put it on Reddit. And of course, anything that goes on Reddit just blows up. And so that's how it came about.
That's actually funny.
I listened to it in class today for the first time, which it's weird because when I listen to it in class, of course, it's school speakers, and so they suck. And I heard Yanni the whole time, like Yanni, Yanni, Yanni. I listened to it like 5 minutes before the podcast with my headphones, which are actually decent headphones. I heard Laurel the whole time.
How weird
and
is
so,
is it a frequency thing then?
Yes, and so that's what it is. Your brain is taught, like your brain naturally picks up things, and so once they hear something, your brain automatically finishes it in a way, and so it's happening with the frequency. And so there's either 2 options that I could think of why I heard Yanni and then Laurel, because Yanni is the higher pitch, Laurel is the lower pitch.
Yeah.
So it's either the speakers or my professor, she had a pretty high-pitched voice, and so I was already kind of tuned into that frequency, and so that's why I was hearing Yanni. I don't know what it was, but I don't know. I think it's one of the coolest things ever because you're just like, it's like that blue or white dress. Do you remember the blue and white or gold and yellow or what?
It was blue, was blue and black or
And
yellow
gold
and
and
white.
white.
Yeah.
It was gold and
So-
white.
Gold and white. Golden. Yeah, gold and white. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw gold
but-
and white too, right? And then after the Yanni Laurel thing, someone showed me the picture again. I now see blue and black. Like I feel like
Oh
I'm
my
like something's
God.
wrong with me. Like
People are
something's
just
wrong
messing
me.
with us, man.
I
Like,
don't even
oh.
know. It's like a fucking conspiracy, man. Illuminati. Guaranteed.
I've seen
Like, it feels so
photoshopped
weird to me.
versions of the like. I've seen they're like
And you
right
can,
next to
like-
each other. It's the same
Yeah.
dress like twice, but they photoshopped it to be blue and
Yeah.
black. You know.
Huh.
I-
That's
I
interesting.
looked at like the original image on Wikipedia,
Yeah.
and now I see blue and black, and because I never saw. I thought people who saw blue and black were mentally ill,
Yeah.
honestly, beforehand, and now I've become one of those people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it checks out.
Maybe it does look down IQ then.
It all makes sense.
Well,
No, I mean that's weird. It's really weird. I don't know. I think it's cool. I didn't know anything about it till class, and we were supposed to have a test, and this kid brings up because the professor,
Wait, what?
Oh, he did it
the
on
professor
purpose.
is pretty chill, and like she usually likes to keep up on the internet because she's younger. I mean, she's probably 30, maybe.
She hot?
I don't know.
No.
No,
Oh, that's unfortunate.
she's like, you know when someone's attractive but not
But they're not
hot.
hot. Yeah, I
Yeah.
get that feel. I
Like-
feel ya.
I feel it.
It's like a
Um,
different type of attractiveness, right?
Mhm.
Yes,
It's like some girls are pretty, but they're not hot, and then you get some girls that are hot, but they're not pretty.
yes,
what I mean?
exactly.
Uh,
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
No, but she's a complete homie, and so we had a test today. And this kid in the front row that never studies goes, "Hey, did you see the Yanni and Laurel thing?" And she goes, "Yes." And then like she spent probably a solid 15 minutes talking about Yanni and Laurel because, I mean, it was a science class, so she went into the science of why people hear Yanni and Laurel.
Oh, shit.
And then I have another kid in the class is a music major, and so he did this whole like throat singing thing
I
to
hate
help
that guy.
explain the Yanni and Laurel. And dude, it was just the coolest thing ever. That throat singing, one of the coolest sounds I've ever heard in my life. But
She's your
no,
homie,
and so-
though?
dude, she's a complete homie.
How did you have time to do the test after all that?
Oh, her tests are walking the park.
Oh, it's easy.
It
easy
took like
class?
20. It was a 2-hour class, and it was a 20-minute test. So
Was it multi-choice? What? How many? Was it one question? What the fuck?
no, there was like 9 or 10 questions, a couple multiple choice questions, and then essay questions. I mean, it wasn't hard.
What the?
It's
and that took
cartography.
20 minutes. Jesus.
Yeah.
Christ. Holy
I
shit.
mean, if you study, it's not that hard. I mean,
Must be
it's an
nice.
easy A. Let me put it that way. All you gotta do is get a 90%.
Good segue, dude.
Dude, for
Right?
Actually decent.
That was pretty
Decent
smooth.
segue.
So we were
No,
talking-
before the
yeah.
podcast, we were talking about like grades and stuff, and we just never even thought about it. But apparently, Australia has a different grade system than the United States.
It's fucked
Well,
up.
like when you said you were on a B plus, I was like, oh, that's good. Like you're on a 70, like above 70.
Yeah,
Between 70 and 75 is what a B plus is for us.
Oh my god.
and then- And then you're like, what did you say that?
85.
No, you're on 80, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, isn't that an A? And
yeah.
supposedly 90 plus is an A. Since when? You guys must have like easy assessments though, right? Surely it must be easy as fuck to get 100. right?
I mean, not always. It depends.
I mean, it
on
all
the
depends on the
class.
class. Usually, the distribution for my classes is there's 2 or 3 people that out of a class of 20 people, 2 or 3 people get A's, probably 5 or 6 people get B's, 8 people get C's, and then the rest are D's and below.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Interesting.
I mean, it's a pretty normal bell curve.
I just don't understand how like a 90 is an A. Like that's fucking weird, dude. I always assumed that we had the same like
Yeah.
correlation between marks and grades. But
Honestly-
clearly not.
What you're saying makes more sense, Rhino, because like I cannot stand busy work.
Mm.
Like it I have gotten dangerously close to failing college courses because of homework. Like fuck you, I'm
Yeah.
not doing homework. Like what? I'm paying for this. Like, at the collegiate level, homework is not mandatory. That's such. If you want to fail, then you don't prepare yourself. But like to
Yeah,
make the preparation mandatory. So like
Oh.
I took a geology class, and
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
twice a week a fucking crossword was due, and it was
Oh,
like
that's stupid.
it was like 25 like different questions for the crossword, and it's like, hell no.
Mm.
I don't have
Wait,
time.
did you?
Yeah.
You took it at Shemeta, right?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So someone at my work, she's going to Shemeta too, and she has those crosswords.
Dude,
I helped her with one.
hate
The plate
them.
tectonics one.
They're such
Wait.
bullshit.
So you guys get graded on homework, and it counts towards your
Yeah.
final score? Wait, what?
It depends on the class for me. Some
I mean, but that's pretty
classes have
standard.
been-
That's pretty standard.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, wait, so
Wait.
how much does your homework count for? Like, how much percent of your grade?
I mean, probably like 30 or more. I feel like. usually.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Usually
It's-
for my classes, it's like 10 to 20% homework, and then everything else is labs and tests.
So they mark? Do they mark your homework?
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Yo, what? No, yeah. You see, over here we're like left to our own devices. Like, if you don't study, then you're not going to succeed, essentially. And if you put the time and effort in, then you'll get a decent grade.
Dude,
That's
I
like
think
how it works
I think
for
I want
us.
to move to Australia.
Yeah, what the fuck is this
No, I mean,
mandatory
It
homework
all
shit?
makes sense now.
Jesus.
Like everything, like, well, except for the fucking like colloquialisms and everything. Like everything about Australia, like as far as the system is concerned, makes so much more
Yeah.
fucking sense. Like, are you?
It does
I guess
sound
I-
pretty dope.
I,
I
f- I
would
feel like
be-
Canada's very similar though, and you hate Canada, Aaron.
What?
What?
Do you hate Canada? Well, do you
I
not
hate
hate
Canada.
Canada? Oh, I just assumed that all Americans hated Canada.
It's more of a meme.
Rivalry. Oh, it's just
Yeah.
a meme. Okay.
It's not even
Fair
a
enough.
rivalry. It's just like a meme. Like, ah, fuck Canada.
Yeah. Wait, so I wonder if it's the same in the UK then. I bet it's the same in the UK because that's where. I mean, aren't you guys still like a subsidiary of the UK?
Yeah, we're part of
Yeah.
like the Commonwealth. Like the Queen still technically has some power over us. So basically, like we
Yeah.
have a prime minister, but we have like a governor general who
Yeah.
like signs in, like swears in our prime minister, like our leader of the country and the
Yes.
party that's leading in the country. But they basically communicate directly with the Queen. Like they're a subsidiary of the Queen. And so
Yeah.
the most powerful person in our country is basically like someone that the Queen
His homies.
knows and sends over. Yeah, basically. So it's weird, but they don't have that much power. Like it's only happened once where a governor general has like fired a prime minister. Like it's only ever happened once. So
Dang, do they like bang a kid or something?
I used to don't know what happened. It's like the 50s. I was like, if any Australians hear this, they're gonna think I'm retarded now because I don't know history. But I
Dude,
really
it's
don't.
okay. Well, okay, so I was listening to the podcast and you were talking about like how do you guys know all this weird stuff about Australia? I bet you know some weird stuff about America that we've never even heard of.
I don't know. I
Like-
don't know, man.
Well, because here's the thing, like when I meet someone from another country, you kind of
Mm.
forget that they lived somewhere. Like for me, I grew up in Salem. Like Salem is a small town of like 300,000 people. The United States has like almost 400 million people. And so it's like,
Yeah.
oh, well, you're from the United States. Like, what do you know about all this? So it makes sense to me of why you don't know every little thing that happened in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. I know what you're
But I thought that was
Got
interesting.
myself a 60%. It's a right B right there.
saying. No, 60, wait, 60, no, yeah, 60 is actually B. Wait, 60?
60?
No, 65. 65 is a B. Yeah, so in high school,
65.
it's 50 to 65 is a C. So anything below, so I think it's 40 to 50 is a D. Anything below 40 is an E. And
That
then
is-
I don't think we don't give out Fs. We don't have Fs. So
Wait, so what if you get below a D?
well, So anything that's below 40 is just a D. So yeah, if you get 0%, it's still a D.
Wait, so can you even fail out of school?
Well, I feel like in high school, like, do you guys like have to resit if you fail too
Yeah.
many?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Over here, like they just push you forward as long as you're like dumb enough to agree that you're able to go to the next level. Essentially, like it's your choice
Really?
to resit. Yeah. In uni, it's different. At university, if you get below 50, you have to reset that unit. Like resit the unit. Sorry, so you have to do it again.
Huh.
But in high school, like it doesn't matter if you're a dumb fuck. You can still graduate.
Have you guys
Wow.
failed any classes?
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, I failed
Really?
year 10 maths, dude.
Year 10 math. What
Yeah.
was that? What kind of math was it?
Oh, so I was in. So we have like streams in like at my high school. So in year 10, basically you would get streamed into science, English, and you'd get streamed into either what was it? It was like standard, extension, which is like the smart class extension, which is what I was in, and then standard, and then
Which
there was
is what I was in.
no, but that's why I failed it. Fucking hard, and I sucked at. So I was in the extended class, and I just bombed out. And then I sat basically the year after. I sat an easier version of what I did the year before, and so I fucking nailed it. So in year 11 and 12, like I was fine, but
Were
I
you
sat
doing,
like
like-
the hardest.
Yeah. What kind of math was it? Was it like calculus or was it?
Yeah, it would have been like no, it would have been like pre-calc and trig, yeah,
Oh,
geometry
okay.
and trigonometry.
Okay.
But like that shit just flies right over my fucking head. So I just had basic. I just had like base like basically like the way we work it is like you have different levels of math, and it weights differently for how you get into university over here. So like I sat like the base level, but then I did harder subjects. So I did like economics and geography and English literature. And what was my other one? Biology. So I did like other ones to basically
To
lift my
make up
grade up.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Okay.
That's dang.
Cool. Dude, I'm kind of with you, Aaron. Australia sounds pretty.
I know, it makes so much more fucking sense. It's infuriating.
I mean,
Jesus
if I could
Christ.
take my guns to Australia, I'd totally move.
Oh, I'll turn him in. It's worth it. No,
So if you get below a 60, is it an auto fail? Is that how it works?
yeah,
over there?
you get an F.
Yeah.
You fail. Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like 60 though? Like 60 sounds like you're not that bad. You're just not great. Do you know?
No, I mean,
No.
I don't necessarily disagree with you. But that's not how it be.
I mean, like, because you guys would say like if when you rate women for okay, this is a bad example. I probably shouldn't have said that. But I can't think of anything else, so I'm gonna have
Okay.
to. Like when you rate women, right? And like
Yeah.
when you're with your bros and you're like, oh, that's an 8, you know, that's a 6, that's a 5. Like a 5's
Mhm.
a pass mark, right? Do you guys say that the 5's a pass mark, or is a 6 a pass mark?
Well, like
Sick.
I
For me,
I'd say
personally.
like five. Like if I saw a chick like, oh, what do you think of that, babe? Yeah. And I thought it was a 5 out of 10. Like that.
Yeah.
Like that. I would date that person.
Yeah, right.
You know?
That assumes that you would
Yeah,
smash.
but,
right?
like,
if you give them a 5,
6
that means you.
Yeah. Like you would smash it a 5, but like a 6 to me is kind of like I feel like I'm winning a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not failing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so weird, dude.
But
I can't imagine trying to get 90 in my class. Like that would be fucked up.
Yeah, dude. I quit trying for that shit real quick.
So you get a 3.0 GPA, you need an 80 plus in average.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So how do people get like a 4? Like what the fuck is that?
All A's.
To get a
baby.
4 in college, you have to get a 90,
And do you say 95 plus average?
95 and above. Yeah.
What the
Fuck.
Dude,
Jesus
Abby had
Christ.
a 4 point up until a year and a half ago.
Holy shit.
That's
That's
She-
fucking insane, dude.
Yeah. No, I mean, I was so bummed because I got an A like my freshman year. And I'm like,
Mm.
hell yeah. It was like my fall term. So it was my first term in college. I'm like, I'm going to have, or maybe I got straight A's or something. But I got all A minuses and my GPA was like 3.8. I'm like, what? Like, no,
That's not even
like,
bad, dude. That's so
I was
good.
like, I was so bummed because I'm like, what is this?
That's
So-
fucking crazy.
I never even
But, like-
pretended to like in high school and in college. I never went through the I gotta do good this term. It's always just like, this is fucking retarded. Like, if I know it, then I should get an A. If I don't know
Yeah,
it, I
yeah.
shouldn't. You know, that always frustrated
Yeah.
me.
So, what do your like final exams count for then? Because the majority of and in high school, like our finals were 50% of our entire grade.
Holy shit!
Jeez.
It's not that intense.
Yeah, like
I was
Oh,
going to
it's not
say
that
30
intense,
to
okay.
40%.
Yeah, it's usually
Oh,
30 or
okay.
40.
yeah, Jesus.
So,
Yeah,
The
'cause
one
basically the way.
class- Oh, like one class
No,
I
you go, you go.
had, the final was like, this was in college. The final was worth more than like half the grade.
Yeah,
jeez.
Yeah.
that's crazy.
When I was taking chemistry, I had this super fashion guy. He was a RC guy that barely understand what he's saying. But his whole thing was you could like fail everything in the class, and as long as you got an A in the final, you got an A in the class. Which
What the fuck?
no one. He's been teaching for 25 years. He's given out 2 A's on finals.
Jesus.
Yeah, like the guy's tests are impossible. But I mean, I think if you do well on the final, you should do well in the class. I hope
Yeah.
professors
Mm.
are like that, like because the idea
Yeah.
is you have a cumulative final that covers everything that you've
Everything.
done. And so
For sure.
The idea of like
if you do well,
the idea of like nailing a final and not passing the class makes no
Yeah.
fucking sense.
yeah,
That'd be fucked up, yeah.
not at all. Rhino, do your professors grade on a curve?
Hello?
Oh, do they?
Do your professors grade on a curve?
Yeah.
Well, it depends. Like if it's weighted like a normal bell curve is, then they just leave the grades as are. But then they'll scale based on whether, like, if it's like a really bad, like everyone does shit, then they might scale the marks for the people who did like decent amongst the shit, if that makes
Oh,
sense. So
okay.
like they'll
Yeah.
scale it based on the cohort's overall grades.
Mhm.
So, like, hypothetically, someone like the highest grade is a 70%, then the professor would make that
They
100%.
might scale that. Yeah, they would probably scale
Yeah.
it up. I would say.
I've had
so.
professors do that, and I think that's the most fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I got a couple 100% on quizzes because of that. I got like
Wow.
an 85%, and then
Oh,
the
it's not even a
professor-
real 100% card. I'm
Yeah.
fucking brag, dude.
Oh, I've gotten other 100%s too, but it's just
Oh, very
it's one of the
nice.
things where it was a super class. It was the geology of the Pacific Northwest, which is impossible. I mean, there's so many formations that you remember. But I remembered I studied super hard for the quiz, and then I go take the test, and I got like a 36 out of 50 or something. I'm like, oh. And then the professor goes, yeah, the high was a 36 out of 50. And I'm like,
Oh,
that was me. Like, so therefore I got 100%, which I was stoked about. I was like, yes.
Awesome.
No, that was
is
a hard
fucking
class.
Awesome.
So
But
we'll
yeah,
move off
no.
of grades. To our
That was fucking.
That was a
terrible. Holy shit! That was
transition.
like 2
Jesus
seconds
Christ.
ago, I was like, "All right, we're gonna talk about this," and they're like, "Okay, guys, let's move in." Oh,
Holy-
so
That's so true.
it's a little bit of a sharp turn, but this Friday, to date the episode, Deadpool comes out.
It's already out
Does-
over here. I'm in the future, dude. It's already out.
Yeah, no, I
How
think it
was it? Did you see
releases
it?
in like an hour and a half.
I don't know.
Doesn't it
honestly.
air?
I have no
Midnight
idea.
releases, probably.
Yeah, I would guess. So
It
with
came out yesterday for us.
so
Wow.
Deadpool is coming out on the 18th, and the Solo movie was set to come out next weekend,
Mm-hmm.
but they moved
Is it still coming out? Oh, they move it. What the fuck?
Wait,
didn't
what?
they move it? Like this
I
was
think
like
it's
a
still the
long time
20th.
ago.
Wait,
I was under the I think it comes out on the 25th.
Let me check.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure because when I went to go see Infinity War, they said it was coming out May 25th.
Yeah. Okay. So I got the deets. So they were set to come out on the same weekend originally, and then like 6 months ago, they moved Solo up a week so it wouldn't be competing with Deadpool. So
Wait,
interesting.
backwards. They moved Deadpool up,
no.
but Deadpool comes out first.
Well, I mean, they moved out. They moved Solo out.
Yeah, moved it back.
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
That would make sense.
Yeah. So that begs the question, with the two coming out, one this weekend and the next weekend, of course. Which do you think is going to do better in the box office sales?
Ooh.
Star
I
Wars.
mean, yeah, it's hard to go past Star Wars, isn't it? Just because it's
Mhm.
like one of the biggest properties on the planet. Has I don't know. I feel like even though I mean, just because it's not a traditional Star Wars, how much did Rogue One make? I think Rogue One still made like a fuck ton of money, right?
I don't know.
Like, and so based off of that, like a spin-off Star Wars making that much money would probably Solo would do around the same. I think the problem with both these films is that they've launched way too close to Infinity War, and like I know
Yeah.
Infinity War came out like a long time ago, but this like Infinity War is a fucking freight train at the moment, and I feel like people are still seeing it in droves, even like a month after it's launched.
Yeah.
So I think
Rogue
probably
One
both
made
fucked up there.
290
290 million.
opening weekend.
Shit.
Yeah.
That would have just been the US too, right? Like
Yeah.
international would.
My guess is I think Star Wars just destroy it because Solo is more popular than I would argue that a Han Solo movie is going to do better than Rogue One first
Yeah.
off
That's
because
true.
Han Solo is actually people know who Han Solo is, so they're kind of interested. Rogue One was
Yeah.
just, hey, like
Mhm.
we're gonna make a whole movie based off this one quote, this
Yeah.
one line,
Yeah.
Definitely.
and then it's also Memorial Day weekend,
Ooh.
Oh,
so
I think that
I
kills it.
think-
I think that kills it.
I think my guess is that's why they moved Deadpool up because I mean, I don't know. Me and Aaron were talking earlier. Disney's just absolutely destroying it
Yeah.
this year so far. I mean, you had The Last Jedi, and then you had Black Panther,
Suck.
and then you had Infinity War, and then you had Deadpool and Star Wars. Like, it's just
Mhm.
insane. Like,
Wait. Is Disney do Deadpool? I thought it was Fox that does Deadpool, right?
I have no idea.
isn't Deadpool Marvel?
I'm pretty.
I
No,
thought-
it's Marvel, but the actual property is owned by Fox or Sony. I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Yeah, so like it's Marvel. It's like it's not an MCU movie
Yeah.
essentially.
Deadpool.
It's under the Marvel banner because it's a Marvel character.
Mhm.
But I think the
Studios
people
Fox.
publish- Yeah, I think it's. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's Fox. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. Well,
But
that.
but in saying that, isn't Disney buying Fox, or is that already happened?
I think
Oh,
the
gosh.
FCC
Disney's
has still
buying everything.
gotta, like they have to like determine the validity of that
Okay.
merger.
I thought it's still happening. It's in the works.
So
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
thinking,
Dude, I don't
yeah.
want Disney to buy Fox. No.
Dude, Disney's gonna own everything. But by like
Yeah, but
2030, they're gonna own every
Yeah.
planet. Like,
Because if
it's
Disney
too much
owns
already, dude.
Fox, then Disney's going to take over like, Archer, and Disney's going to take over the Aliens movie,
Uh-huh.
and
It's a lot of properties.
Ah.
And they already own enough as it fucking is. Like, they already dominate with Marvel, Star Wars, and then their own Disney movies, Disney Pixar films. They basically own the animation space in Hollywood.
I
It's
just-
Totally.
guys, we should start up a movie production company and combat Disney.
No, there's no
Right
Or
here.
get big enough
Right
so
here.
Disney, like they buy
Disney
us.
buys us.
Yeah.
Yes!
Yeah,
No, yes!
literally.
And we could be
That's literally it.
located out of Australia, Aaron. We can move to Australia and be an
Oh,
Australian
Cool it.
company. Bada bing, bada boom.
Didgeridoo Films. Do you do it, mate. Slab
We
of
can have a dingo
Foster's.
as our dingo or kangaroo as our mascot.
Yeah,
little
dingo
symbol thing.
carrying
I feel
away
like
a slab
every-
of Foster's.
Oh hell yeah! That's
Yes.
a great idea, actually.
So I was
I-
feeling that like Deadpool and Solo would have been like fairly close competitors in the box office. Like that's kind of what I was thinking. But with
Yeah.
Memorial Day weekend, there's no way like Solo's gonna destroy.
So do you guys get like the Monday
Yeah.
off? Is that it? Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, holidays
Let
always
me
make
see.
bank, that's for sure.
Deadpool 1 weekend. I want
Well,
to see how
I
much
just-
Deadpool.
Rogue One
Opening
ended up grossing over $1 billion, so
Oh,
and that's like, yeah, and that was Rogue One. It's like so.
I mean, it's not a
if-
bad movie, but it's not $1 billion, man. I
Yeah, it's not $1 billion movie. When you
Too
think
many
about
movies
it,
are $1 billion movies.
but it's getting to that point now, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I don't. Deadpool wouldn't have grossed that much. I don't
No,
think.
I doubt it hit like over like 300 million
Let
like,
me.
opening weekend.
So, let's see.
Okay, it made 745 mil
Oof.
worldwide gross. So it's
Oh,
like what
worldwide,
250
worldwide.
mil? Yeah, 250 mil off of Rogue One, and I can't imagine Deadpool 2. Deadpool 2 probably won't even make as much as the first Deadpool.
You think?
I would say. Well, just because of the way it's launching, like the biggest comic book film of all time just came out. I feel like
True.
it's
True.
probably not a market that they should have launched it in, to be fair. And then you've got Solo coming a week after it. Like, it actually might spell trouble, dude.
Yeah, I never
It
considered
might
that.
bomb. bomb.
I'm
Yeah,
not
might
seeing
actually
it this
bomb.
weekend.
There you go.
No.
I'm actually seeing it tonight, so I can give you guys.
Oh heck yeah! You can give us a. Aaron, are you going to see Solo opening weekend?
I plan to, but I don't have anything locked down.
Yeah, I think me and Abby are going to buy tickets.
Nice.
I want to be a part of that opening week.
Yeah, hopefully it's better than Last
Alright.
Jedi. That movie sucked.
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest, was it?
It's a piece of
Well,
shit.
it really wasn't, man. God, the more I think about it, the anger. I'm just like,
Anyway.
Jesus, they really dropped the fucking ball there.
I know, it's such a garbage fire. So, like, did you guys see the trailer? It kind of came out of nowhere. They're making another Predator.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah, they got the guy from Narco
yeah.
playing. He's like the main guy.
Oh, yeah.
Guy's name. No, I was so excited because last week I bought all the Predator movies for like $12 on Amazon. I bought 1, 2, and 3. And what they got here on Thursday, and on Thursday the trailer dropped for the new Predators movie, and I'm like,
Hell yeah.
this is gonna be awesome. I love those cheesy sci-fi, man. So good,
Dude.
so good.
If it's Predator 2, like, I don't even know if you can. Like, I feel like if you took Predator 2 and you remade it right now, like, it wouldn't be the same. Like, it lacks, like, a charm that comes with those, like, old movies, I guess.
For
Yes.
sure. No, definitely. It would, yeah, like, you can't have this. Because, like, if it's that cheesy, it'd be cringy. But
Yeah.
because it was made back
Yes.
then, like, the cheesiness is, like,
Endearing.
it's actually pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Oh,
I don't know. I really
Predator 2,
enjoyed that.
I love that movie, man.
Like, do you prefer 2 over 1?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Dude.
Whoa.
Oh,
Over
yeah.
Arnie?
OG Fred,
Uh-huh.
OG Fred's
No,
the
dude.
best.
Dude.
Yeah, OG
No,
Fred's
number
the best
2 is
Fred.
so good.
Dude,
I'm a
like,
grizzled
no, it's
cop.
just good.
And I gotta take out this Predator.
Oh man, so no, like the 1v1 between Arnold and OG Pred, like
Yes.
Oh,
I
that'll,
fucking
Yes.
that'll
that shit,
always
dude.
be. That'll always be.
Yeah.
like-
So,
I could watch that
Oh.
on loop, like honestly.
oh, do you guys know the story of Predator? Because the sets that I came with like bonus extras. Do you guys know what the original Predator looked like?
No.
What
Oh my goodness! Give me one set.
Well, like in the while he's looking that up, like
dude.
I felt like in the second Predator, the Predator was. So in the first movie, he's more of a invisible force, quite literally, through most of the
Yeah.
movie, and
Like
that's
you
why
don't
he's
really
scary.
know what it is. Yeah, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100.
But the second movie, took a different direction that I think was necessary to make a sequel that actually worked, and that was exploring sort of the nature of the predator in further with like, because in the movie he doesn't spend like a ton of time invisible, like, and when he gets wounded he like retreats and like heals himself, and you get to see like more of that side of it and the extent of their like technology and everything, and I just thought it made the movie more enjoyable than the first.
No, definitely. I know what you're saying. I think a lot of the suspense about not knowing what Predator was for almost 3/4 of the first one was like that build up, and then when he loses his cloak finally, and then you see him, you're like, holy shit! Like,
dude, what if he
insane.
looked like what if he looked like that?
What the fuck is this?
No, freaking lobster.
So guys, they shot the whole Predator movie with this thing as the Predator.
No.
They made it to the final cut, and like all the producers are sitting there and they're like, that isn't very scary. And they all kind of looked.
So we're looking.
They all kind of looked around.
We're looking at this lobster demon. But like,
if you guys join our Discord, you can see the pictures.
Exactly. This lobster demon. It's think of the least scariest parts of a lobster and the least scariest parts of a demon. It's those two halves combined.
It looks like a weak, malnourished Larry the Lobster.
Yeah, or like you remember the Amanda Bynes show or whatever, the dancing lobsters or whatever.
Yes,
They look like that. God.
Was he invisible? Is this one as well?
Yeah, no, he was gonna be invisible and everything.
Can you imagine if like the whole movie like builds up to
I would have died. Like, yeah. No, so they shot the whole movie as this, and then like a week or two before the movie was to be released, they were like,
"Hey guys, this looks ridiculous."
Yeah, and so they like set everything off for 6 months just to redesign the character, and then after 6 months of a character design, which another cool story about the Predator is the guy that was designing the Predator, the one that we know, he was on a flight to LA to shoot the movie, and he was sitting next to James Cameron just by like a freak accident, and James Cameron goes, "It would be badass." The guy's like, "What?" And he's like, "If you put these like mandibles on the Predator," and he's like,
"That's what makes a Predator."
No. And so I guess James Cameron spent the whole flight there like, dude, you have to do this. And he's like,
convincing him.
And then it ended up working for the movies.
Yeah.
So that's how the Predator that we know came to be. But yeah, this lobster thing was the original Predator.
Jesus
Christ.
Man.
Like, I don't know.
It just
it's so funny.
Oh, hey guys. Oh, I'm the Predator. I'm the Predator.
Yeah. No, dude. The stuff that they did for Predator, the original Predator, is just crazy because like all that thermal imaging that you see, like someone colored that with their hand.
Oh,
like
really?
They didn't have an infrared camera back then because an infrared camera was too expensive. And so like they had like artists like they'd take a video of it and then like they'd color over it pretty much. And so that's how.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So no, dude, like I have a whole greater appreciation for the first Predator movie now.
Oh, absolutely.
And then like the second Predator movie is just pure too. I mean, I love it. It feels like an 80s like action movie.
I'm getting too old for this shit.
Yeah.
There's been like, including like the Alien vs Predators, there's been way too many now. I can't even keep track of them all. There was the one with fucking Adrian Brody, the fucking nose himself. I forget which one that was.
That's the newest Predator.
Is that the
called
newest
Predators?
Predators? I don't even fucking keep track at this point. There's too many. And then you got like Alien vs Predator 1, Alien vs Predator 2, and 3.
Yeah.
There's definitely 2.
No,
And
there's Aliens vs Predator, and then there's Aliens vs Predator Requiem.
Oh, Requiem?
There's 2 of them.
There's
the
one
first
where
one's
the
in
black chick joins the Predators. Have you guys fucking seen that?
Yeah, it's in like a
Dude,
city.
Yeah, that one was so fucking weird, dude. I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah,
They like,
No,
they
so
like
the
accept
first-
a human as one of their clan, and she like
Yes!
fucking like
it's the weirdest thing
brandishes her
ever.
with like the
He like
the
burned.
symbol.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
on her cheek. What the fuck is that?
That's insane.
No, dude.
Oh, shit.
AVP is interesting. Like I like the first AVP movie. I think it's super because it's all like the whole ice thing. Yeah, you can tell that they were just like, guys, let's make money off this.
Mhm.
Literally.
And then and then they do the second one and
Garbage.
have you not seen the second one, Aaron? I got
No,
it.
I have never seen the second one.
I didn't
Oh,
want to.
don't, dude. It'll ruin it. Don't do it. Just honestly don't. It's so bad. It's so fucking bad, dude. Holy shit.
Have you guys heard the story for how they came up with the concept of aliens? Like, there's Alien, and then the second movie is called Aliens. Did you guys ever hear the pitch of that?
No.
No, I
No,
haven't. heard.
So, Ridley Scott made Alien, the 1st
Mhm.
one in like 1979 or whatever. James Cameron was hired on to make a sequel, and so for his pitch, what he did is he's in a board with all the like people that say yes or no. He walks into the board, onto the chalkboard, writes aliens, or he writes alien, and then puts an S on the back, and then he just makes a dollar sign, and they're like, "You
No,
got it,
fucking
man."
way. He put
Yes.
the dollar sign on it.
Yeah, he took the S of aliens and just made it the dollar sign. And that's how the movie got green. They're like,
There
this
you
sounds
go.
great.
Green light that shit straight away. Hell yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh man. I don't know. Finding all this weird movie trivia is just awesome. I think it's funny to hear all that story.
And, like
Yeah.
OG Alien was a movie that because I watched that when I was like 8, I think 8 or
Mhm.
maybe even 10, and that like legitimately scared the fuck out of me. Like,
It's
when the
scary. They did a
fucking,
good job.
dude, it is, dude. When the fucking baby alien pops out of his stomach, dude, that shit is fucked up and starts screeching around the holes of the spaceship, dude. No, the most fucked thing is when Ripley gets into the fucking into the pod and it's in the fucking pod.
Yeah.
Yes.
That and then
Oh.
she has to go back and try and shut it down and send off said like that, like the suspense, man. Like, oh my god, this shit's fucking
No,
insane.
that's a good movie. I
That's
think
great.
I think the first one's awesome. The second one's good. I like the second one.
Yeah.
Third and fourth one.
It's a
I
bit
don't know.
like Predator, dude. Like they had gold and then it slowly turned into poo.
Yeah.
Like
What do you
Star
guys feel
Wars,
about? Have you?
The Last Jedi.
Oh,
Dude, you're just hating because Kyle's not here. Like,
You'll
fuming.
be defending
No,
us
no.
being the biggest fanboy. Dude, it must be blind fanboyism that makes him enjoy that film. Like it's got to be, right?
man. Yeah.
Because I fucking love Star Wars and I can't stand Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Really? Have you seen it since launch?
I
Since
don't even
in the
want
movie
to.
theaters?
Dude, I don't even
Really?
fucking- No, like it'll make me angry. It'll actually make me angry, dude. Like
No,
I don't
that's
know.
completely fair. I'm not
I
doubting.
just, I'd like don't get me wrong. Like I'll still always love Star Wars. I'm sure I'll watch it in the future, but it's one of those things that I'll just. It'll be one of the films that I miss in. Well, when I do like the quadrilogy and I watch it all together, I'll just
Mhm.
fucking skip it. Most of the time.
Yes.
It's like-
No, that makes sense. I get that.
It's like Clone Wars or what's Attack of the
Yeah, Attack of the
Clones. Like
Clones,
I
yeah.
just skip Attack of the Clones when I watch all the old ones. I'm like, yeah, I'm
Mm.
not gonna watch this. I'll watch Menace and then I'll skip Attack of the Clones and I'll watch Revenge of the Sith, like literally.
All right. Rhino's going to make his own custom Star Wars
Yeah.
movie collection. Phantom Menace, Revenge of the. I like that. No, you should do that. That'd be awesome.
Absolutely.
I haven't seen
There's
Attack of
no-
the Clones in forever, dude.
It's not good. I actually did watch it in the most recent Star Wars run, which was like because around December when like the new Star Wars comes out. I
Mhm.
guess this year it's not in December, it's in fucking May, but like when like the next one in the trilogy, like since Force Awakens came out, like I've been doing like every December near Christmas, I'll just watch all the old ones.
Oh,
And,
that's awesome. That's
Last
awesome.
year I actually watched Attack of the Clones and it is hilariously bad. Like it's yeah, I don't know. Man. The best thing about it is like the fucking torn off crop top, dude, and that's the only win. Everything else is a big fat L, dude. It's so bad.
Well, I can't remember if I was talking with you guys or if it was with me and Chili and someone else. But we were talking and they asked me like, "What's your favorite Star Wars movie?" And I said Attack of the. Then, like, that was without seeing it. As a kid, I loved that movie. I thought it was awesome. But then,
Yeah.
Like, I think
was
a
the same
year-
as you.
yeah, like a year ago for Christmas, I bought all the Star Wars movies for myself, and I rewatched Attack of the Clones. And where you're like, come on, guys.
Like, I think you know what it was when we were kids and we saw it. Like the first saber fight with Yoda, I think for all fucking 10-year-olds or however old we were,
Yes.
that was like the most
Yes.
epic shit we'd ever seen, right? And then now watching it as adults, we're like, oh, it's not actually that good.
That's the same. That's the
Yeah.
same movie where like Obi, Annie, and Padme are like chained up and on like
Yeah.
Cassian,
Yeah, that's
and like
right.
all
yeah,
the
that's-
fucking Jedi show up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And Django goes down. Windu kills Django.
Yeah, gets
And
his
in
Yep.
a fucking
head slurped
weak-ass
off. Spoilers.
fight.
No, dude. I don't know. It's Star Wars, and like you, I'm always gonna love Star Wars. But
Yeah, for
me
sure.
too.
I think a lot of people go, "Oh, it's Star Wars," then they're greatest movie ever.
Mhm.
Probably not.
Yeah, they want it to be good, so they let it be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More power
dude.
to them.
I'm
I
excited.
wish I could enjoy that freaking steaming pile of shit, but I just can't.
Oh fuck, dude. Oh, I know. I mean, even Mark Hamill fucking hates what they did with Luke. So I don't understand how fucking Chills can agree.
That was. I'm starting to get angry, dude. It's just like it's not,
Do
it's
whatever
not
you-
anger. It's like disappointment.
Yeah, it's disappointment. Yeah,
I'm not
it's like
mad.
the
I'm
sound
disappointed.
disappointment.
Like
Oh,
I
you just think,
honestly,
like, it's like, oh,
I want to like
Star Wars
download it.
was the chosen child. Oh, dude, do it and just live through the pain. You should.
What I want to do is I want to download it and crop out all the shit in between Kylo Ren scenes
Oh shit.
because those were good moments.
Yeah, they
Like
were.
I
They were great
I
moments.
love Kylo Ren as a character. Like I want to freaking bounce on that boy's D.
Jesus Christ! Oh shit!
I absolutely love Kylo Ren
Alright.
as a Star Wars character, and like he's my freaking number one favorite. He's an edgy fucking teen, but then he kind of grows up a little bit in this last film. Anyway, those were the only good parts. So like I bet I would enjoy just cutting all of the other shit away and just watching the like.
You could just put like the Ben Swallow scene on
Yeah.
fucking loop for you, and you'd have the time to like
Yeah, dude, I'd be like, hell yeah.
shirtless Kylo. Hell yeah!
I actually made my Dark Souls 3 character. I made Ben Swallow. And
Oh,
it's so funny. It's so funny.
That's fucking dope.
Well, you know what?
That's awesome.
I know it's a little bit of a shorter one, but I'm feeling
How are you feeling?
I don't know. I'm feeling like we've said all that we should say.
And I guess normally we're used to Chills and Young, at least half of the
Yeah.
podcast. So.
Without the intermediate yelling of a Neanderthal, we were just able to cut right to the point. And
Where there's no breathing, there's nothing.
Alright.
I do have to say, it's nice to have a civil conversation.
yeah, it is.
I need to fucking go back and listen to the roast that we did. I still haven't even. Like, I reckon I'm gonna have the time of my. When I'm like 80 years old, I'll go back and fucking listen to that. And
I remember
lose my
this
shit.
day. The day we roasted his ass.
All right.
it's
We
so
miss
good.
you, Chilson.
We do. I do
Mhm.
at least.
We really don't. They're just being nice.
This has been the weekly whatever. Check out our Discord, and we would like to. We're making May the Discord Appreciation Month, and we'd like to take a moment to thank Discord for letting us use their platform to record our podcast. It's only kind
you,
of
Discord.
shitty.
Thank you.
Check us out on Facebook and Twitter at the weekly whatever.
Such a backhanded fucking thank you. Holy shit.
There goes our chance at a sponsorship.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
No.
We got polls and questions. You want to get you in the show, talk about stuff. Throw us a picture of a lizard somewhere.
Oh yeah.
I don't care where. Just put a lizard somewhere. Like,
Give us some lizards.
what's the? Is it like ASCII art or something like that? The like when you make
The
a
fuck?
picture out of like.
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about? When you make a picture out of text in like a YouTube comment, it's called something. It's like
What? That has a name?
What?
yeah, it's like hash key art or something like that.
I thought that was just people that had too much time on their hands.
Normally it's a dick, so I just call them dick pics.
Oh. Well, anyway, yeah, if you gotta make a lizard that way, I don't care. This podcast is available across many platforms: YouTube, Podbean, Google Play, iTunes, all that stuff. Plenty of
Writer.
options for your subscription preferences. So look us up.
Oh yeah.
I am Aaron, one of your hosts. You can find me on Twitter at _the_lizard_.
I'm the internet.
Yeah.
And Rin Talks, where can people find you?
You can find me at Rintox on Twitter. Account essentially disabled. And also on Twitch.
You don't need
At
to, you don't need to
Rintox.
do anything. You don't need to do anything.
He doesn't even use it. Doesn't even. Then why do you even say it, Red Talk? You don't even fucking use it.
Dude, when was the last time Kyle streamed though?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
he
Never!
It's like he fucking
Never.
streams, asshole.
So, Kyle, where can people find you?
Anywhere and everywhere, Oreo, ERO.
And Chilson's not here, but you can find him, Chilson, on Twitter and 115. Just 115 on Twitch. Just look up 115. All right,
Got him.
check in next week for more whatever. Bye bye.
Chew!
Oh my god, fuck that guy.
At 115 on Twitter, hell yeah.